welcome back to another month of Lit Chicks. Outdoors edition continues with the eagle.
I've got like cardinals and blue jays all out here, so nature.
Yes, there's a lot of nature going
Hashtag nature.
It's been quite an adventure trying to film this review.
We almost didn't make it here.
No, it almost didn't happen. But thankfully to technology, we're here. So this month we read The Last Tang Standing by Lauren Ho, and I really
It's so good.
liked it.
It's so good.
Really enjoyed this. So a funny thing, I think I texted Carla. I was like, this book reminds me of Bridget Jones, and then I look back and I'm like, oh, it says like it's Bridget Jones.
Yes, literally. She's like, this is like, I get Crazy Asian vibes, but it reminds me of Bridget Jones. And in the back it says, Crazy Rich Asian meets Bridget Jones.
And I'm just like,
well, you know what? That was on point. Good job.
Hire me. I give you your marketer. But it was wonderful. It was such a good read.
It was so good.
I think it was super satisfying, by the way. But in this book we have Andrea Tang, and she is a badass lawyer who works for corporate companies. So not like lawyers with the best intentions, you know. Yeah. But she makes clear throughout the whole thing. Mm-hmm. But she is she's good at her job.
She's very good at what she does. She's like senior.
She's a junior
junior associate?
Junior partner. I don't know any of these lawyer terms.
Yeah, I'm sorry. She's trying to make it up there to partners.
She's trying to be a partner. Yes. She's trying to be a partner. And so she's like a workaholic. Like she works weekends and she works till like nighthime, like 11:30. I was like, I don't know if I could work until 11:30.
No,
there's no way.
You couldn't convince me.
No, I don't want to be a partner.
No.
But I mean, in between, she also plays like Candy Crush and things like that. So she's pretty relatable. But basically, she's trying to do this, and she also has this expectation in her family that she needs to get married ASAP, like soon, like in order to be able to inherit money from her family and just be able to be more accepted in society, because based off of, you know, what we learned in the book, yes, like women in this culture, they're more respected if they're married. Like they can be like, they're respected also if they're a lawyer, but they're respected if they're a lawyer and married.
Yes. So it's definitely expected as well. And if you're not married at a certain age, they're like, well, your biological clock, they put on all those pressures that it's very similar to here in America, in the western part, right, of the world. But over there, you can tell like people are very blunt about it.
Oh yeah.
The aunts and the aunties and the actual real aunts and the moms and stuff will dig at her for that.
Yeah, like, are you married yet?
Yeah.
No. Oh gosh, okay.
Yeah.
So, you know, she has all this like familial pressure as well, and then so she feels that on her end, but then she's like, no, but I'm like trying really hard to be a partner. And then all throughout this time, you know, she's trying to find someone, kind of. So her friend helps set her up on Tinder. Was it Tinder? No, it was something else. Yeah. It's something that's kind of like Tinder. And
I think she tries several apps.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Yeah, she tries like dating. She had a long-time relationship before that didn't work out. So throughout all of this, she has a co-worker called Suresh, and they have they have like the really cute banter back and forth that is just surging with sexual tension.
Absolutely. They're extremely competitive with each other, but you know that boiling underneath all that is way more than just competition.
Oh yeah. For sure.
Which makes for such good reading.
Oh yeah. And the thing is, like, she acknowledges it throughout the book. Like, she's like, no, why am I staring at his cute face or something?
His eyes are so beautiful, but I don't even care because he's trying to get my position.
He's my arch nemesis.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? So, you know, she acknowledges it but doesn't acknowledge it. And then on the same time, eventually she meets this guy called Eric, and he is like, if you could think of like perfect, like what like general perfect is, like, has a lot of money, he's super successful, super good looking at, you know, 50 years old, like this silver fox like person,
like George Clooney,
like nice dad like George Clooney, like dad bod, like I was picturing him honestly like you know the movie Always Be My Maybe, her PR guy that ends up dumping her or whatever. That's who I picture, like someone really like handsome.
That's a good choice.
Like strong jaw, like that's what I picture, something
Just
like that.
very debonair. When he walks into a room, commands the attention and respect from everyone.
Oh yeah, and he's like super like classy. He's very welcoming to people. He's warm. And
very worldly too.
Very worldly. Yeah, he travels. He's like he's always wanting to dote on people. So you can imagine that this is like all that her mom ever wanted for her. All that any mom ever wants for a daughter, right? In there. So she kind of has to manage the expectations with what she actually wants to do, because on top of that, she's not actually very happy with her job. No. So she's trying to work towards something that she doesn't really want to work towards. So there's a lot of self-growth in this book.
I think so.
Yeah, and it's a long book, but like you can go through it pretty quickly. A lot of things happen, so it's hard to just kind of summarize it, if I can say, without giving too much away.
There's a lot of comedy. It's so funny.
Oh my god.
It's dripping with satire
so
and even
funny.
Like obvious comedic relief. You know, like it has both. Because when they say it's like Crazy Rich Asians, it's because it takes class and social order, and it like he dumps, or the author dumps, just all that satire on it, and you just sit back and you laugh like if you're watching a funny soap opera show or something.
It is. It's super funny. The whole time, like her sarcastic remarks to everything. Sometimes I'm like, how does she even think of these things? Like, this is hilarious.
Like, are your thoughts running like this? Because it's like sometimes it's like that, like a never-ending thought tunnel, and it's just brilliant.
Yeah, no, it's hilarious and it's brilliant. The author did wonderful, and she's really relatable. She's
relatable.
She's kind of like our girl from last month in Beach Read. Like she's a lawyer, yes, but she's also kind of messy. She has half of her life together, but half of it's not together.
Yeah, she's like a hot mess put together lawyer.
Yeah, like she has her silk blouse, but underneath her silk blouse she has her sports bra. Yeah. And she's like, I forgot to do laundry.
Sweating profusely, like,
yeah,
you know, like
yeah, like eating Vietnamese rolls from down the street, like, and then
she gets
Skittles
on it, and then you know, like, it's just awesome. I love how relatable she is.
Yes. So the best way I could describe it is exactly how it's like Bridget Jones' Diary meets Crazy Rich Asians. Exactly that. That's the book. That's the book.
That is it.
It's her trying to figure out how to be her better self while still sort of making people happy, but ultimately making herself happy despite all the extra stuff.
Yes, absolutely. That's it. But
how do they go out drinking, stay out till like 1 a.m, then go to work at 7?
Again?
I'm like, I can barely do that now. No. Working from home.
Just thinking of that, I need some eye cream. I need a good moisturizer.
30 steps skincare.
I need a Pedialyte. Like that overwhelms me so much.
I don't know.
I kid you not.
I was just like, wow, they're doing it. No, they're really doing it,
girl.
But let's see. So next we have masculinity factor.
Okay. I don't know, like the fact that this author shows everybody's good and bad sides. Sometimes some people were really, you know, douchey. Sometimes they were really great gentlemen. It's like,
like with Suresh, let's say, like I feel like he was perfect. Like maybe the only thing is like he egged her on, but it's because he liked to tease her.
Yeah.
But that's like playful teasing.
He's also like calculating too. So, you know, some sciencey people come off cold, but that's because people don't know like the depth of like either their dry humor or they choose not to be silly. But that's because he's very calculating. You can tell he's just always analyzing his moves, and so he can come off cold, but then once you start kind of like Darcy, you start revealing what's underneath the surface. It's so awesome.
He's such a beautiful human. And then Eric Deng, he is like a Prince Charming personified.
He's a sweet guy. There's nothing wrong with him.
Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with. There was nothing really that made me like him. You know, it's just a matter of her, and I'm not trying to give anything away, but it's just a matter of her trying to choose who and what would make her the happiest, right? Because there can be a wonderful person in your life, but you just don't click, maybe,
and
right?
honestly, sometimes people get married to the person that's the safer bet.
Oh yeah.
You know,
and they're happy.
and they're happy,
And they're happy.
and years happy together. But sometimes there's that person that's just like, there's that where that passion is, who it's meant to be. You know, quote unquote, maybe soulmate. Some people like to call that. You know.
Yeah, like, it's like how her mom even says it at some point, like, not everyone's lucky enough to fall for love and have a soulmate.
Yeah.
When you really sometimes just need security, and you need
Absolutely.
someone that's a companion.
Absolutely.
And you eventually grow to love the person probably anyway. So, you know, there's a lot of different ways to find the person that's for you. But,
Yeah.
so I don't think either of them was
Her
toxic.
ex-boyfriend makes an appearance. I don't remember him being too, like, douchey or anything.
No, I think it was
He's
also...
just like, okay, hold on, cut. Melatonin. Is it on silent? I think it is. You know how alarms are.
That was hilarious.
Okay, her ex-boyfriend. Sorry.
So her ex-boyfriend, he hardly makes any appearances. It was also a case of just them not clicking.
Oh my God, is one person she dates though.
Oh yeah,
A scammer.
a scammer. You know, this isn't really a spoiler, but he ends up like ghosting her.
Yeah.
So he's toxic because you shouldn't ghost people unless they're like, there's something really wrong with them or something like that. But like if you feel like you made a connection or something, like, or they made a connection, just be like, hey, not feeling it. But yeah, he ghosted her. Really bad. Yeah, no, he's toxic.
No.
You don't do that. And then would be sexy factor.
Sexy factor. I would say she does fade to black, but that doesn't take away from angst. That doesn't take away from attraction. She writes that attraction. She writes that moment until the fireworks very, very well. Where you know what's about to happen, but she just fades to black.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah. She doesn't like explicitly say anything. I mean, her and her friends talk about it a lot.
Yeah.
Like they talk about it.
Like girlfriend talk. Like I'm sore today, kind of stuff.
Yeah,
you know,
all those stuff. So it's there. It's just that there's no like overly descriptive terms. So for sexy factor, it's probably like a 3 for me, like 3 or 4. Maybe 4.
Maybe a 4.
Yeah.
Because like it'll say like I'm so sore and I want to go try it again, and you know, like very salacious.
Yeah. No, it's true. I agree. So that leads into movie rating.
I don't know this. What is Crazy Rich Asians rated? Like I would match it to that, maybe a little bit more.
I feel like a little bit more actually.
Yeah.
I'm actually also trying to think of what Bridget Jones is rated, because the thing is, like, with the mentions of like what we just said, I feel like it would be R, or if it was Netflix, they would make it like PG-14 or something like that, like
or 17,
or 17. Yeah, because like again, like they talk about things and they're drinking a lot, and they're going out, and you know, all these things. So I would
a lot of adult content, even though it's not explicit. You know.
Yeah, there you go. Adult content. So it's like not safe for the little ears, but also like if they walk into the room, it's not like they're gonna be like, like what's that? You know, like it's like, oh, they're just drinking, keep going.
They don't need to find this
Move
stuff
along.
out yet. Get out the room. Let me finish my movie.
All right, so we have a quote, and we have a takeaway.
Yes.
Because we thoroughly enjoyed this book.
Yes.
So, I feel like this quote actually kind of goes with what we said earlier about love being different for everybody, but also kind of going for what you want, but also maybe making those around you happy. So it's like encompasses a lot of what we talked about. So basically, it says, and if there's anything Linda taught me over the last few months, Linda being her friend, it was that love came from unexpected places, and I just needed to open my heart to let it in and not be blinded by preconceived notions incepted by Disney and De Beers that love had to feel one way or another to be authentic.
Don't let Disney tell you who to marry.
Exactly.
Okay?
Yeah.
Doesn't always have to be the prince. If you like the waiter.
That's a great, no, it's true.
And he has a good heart, and this person is your equal in what you've always looked for, then go do that. Be with that person, because at the end of the day, this is who you're gonna marry. This is who you're gonna sign paperwork with. This is who you're gonna build a life with. It just I understand. Don't let yourself get carried away with passion and it'll be a deadbeat. Like, no, this is like truly falling in love with someone and kind of liking someone. Follow your heart. You know, that's the point why we read these books too.
Yeah.
Like following your heart and really going for who your heart wants.
Of course, definitely, yeah. So, I agree. Go for who you love.
Go for the waiter if that's what you like.
If you want the waiter, or if you want the guy who owns the restaurant and you love him, you go for him. If you know, if you
or the chef.
Or
Sometimes it's the chef.
Or the mascot.
Hey, if he's a chef, he knows how to cook. Like,
chefs are nice. Yeah, they know how to cook.
Yeah, it's great.
Go for what you know. I guess you can live with, pretty much. Like, you go for what you can live with, and you know that you'll be able to work towards.
Right there. And this is the golden hour, and I'm loving this.
They would love it too, because they're full of, like, they love taking Instagram pictures and stuff like that.
That's so relevant.
And
it's
drinking,
so relevant.
And she plays Candy Crush.
Brunching.
Brunch all the time. And
going out to vacations and drinking. And
all
that.
Side note, she's in her 30s, by the way.
Yes,
so
33.
It's never too late to find love. Like, don't think that, you know, you have to find love when you're 15 years old. But if you do, that's great too.
Yes.
It's great if you find the love of your life when you're 15. It's also great if you find the love of life when you're 70. You know?
Cheers to the groom!
Oh my god, read the book. Read the book.
Okay, I'm sorry. I had to do it. I've been wanting to so bad.
Oh my god. But yeah, but it was a great book. Definitely read it.
Yes.
I give it 5 stars.
5-star read. 100%. 100%. It's so worth your time.
And then go watch Bridget Jones' Diary and Crazy Rich Asians.
Get ice cream and wine ready and you're set.
And done. Alright. We'll see you next month, guys. Bye.
Bye.